One proposed plan comes from circle quantum cosmology, which begins from circle quantum gravity. On this design, gravity itself is comprised of particles suggested as quant. Molding the surface of life in circle quantum cosmology, there's a humblest size of spot, the Board scale, or 1.0 x 10^35 m. This approach suggests the colossal bang couldn't exist in a universe portrayed through this standard. As an option, the universe ought to by no suggests come to a boundlessly little thick issue near the tremendous blast. In circle quantum cosmology, while the universe became minuscule, quantum corrections and expected a terrible strain, causing a jump on the other hand of an eccentricity. This shows that our universe could have started from a first universe that contracted later, which expanded once more, comparative to a phoenix ascending from the soot. While the possibility of a gigantic skip isn't totally new, all-the-time circle quantum cosmology gives a mathematical design to help its cyclic time, very similar as the chance of a self-important hop is additionally arranged in Hindu cosmology. Weighting to this idea, if circle quantum cosmology is correct, the early universe might have had a delicate energy and thickness. This present situation should change the CMB, appearing as delicate assortments in temperature all through the sky. These assortments measured through the quality-energy range should offer huge verification of the universe's foundation. Besides guide the opportunity of a jump natural. Circle quantum cosmology offers a persuading and open way to the ultramodern immense blast variation, perhaps settling a part of the drawn-out status abnormalities in cosmology. Further, giving pieces of information into the starting points of the universe. It other than gives a promising justification for the third peculiarity, the divergence in typical temperatures among the two parts of the globe of the CMB sky. The plan gave with the aid of the strategy for circle quantum cosmology watches out for the key peculiarities arranged in the CMB, be the amazing approach to acting at gigantic extensions, and the lensing influence in sync with Dr. Venet Go of the General Population Association of Undeniable Level Assessments. The entryway that those peculiarities are not just length bungles yet begin from quantum gravity results right off the bat in the universe is a striking imagined that the universe began in a tremendous leap has been proposed beforehand. However, its demand requires further investigation. Immense change represents an undertaking in this consider. Our discernments may be confined to explicit pieces of the universe, bewildering our knowledge professional. Dwayne Johnson, a coist of a monster look at, furthermore, an instructor at Penn Domain School highlights the trouble in supporting such hypotheses, on account of the huge scale. However, the fuse of late open entryways like circle quantum cosmology, also its repercussions safeguard, ensure in settling novel cosmological issues. Not enduring these updates, a massive request remains. Did the universe have a beginning using any and all means? Protectors of the universe having a beginning interest that it did, however, this raises issues about the idea of the event that began everything. Then again, cyclic cosmology proposes a never-ending universe, continually present, approach, vainglorious, sways. However, physicist William Kenny of the school at Buffalo perceives the central imperfection in this thought entropy. The degree of disease in a gadget increases with every endless leap. This entropy increase construes a beginning like a gigantic blast, conflicting with the thought of a never-ending universe. While new cyclic styles endeavor and course of action with this issue by using method of extensive of clearing comes to between bounces to burn up entropy, Kenny's research suggests that the universe probably had an absolutely unique beginning. Kenny's revelations feature the continued with chit-chat over cyclic universes, instigating a development assessment concerning their feasibility. Protectors of cyclic universes have not begun to completely deal with this investigation. The clinical confer generally the topic keeps to advance, pushed with the assistance of the mission to pick the universe's starting points and its last fate. Quantum cosmology and cyclic styles, which propose different parts to adjust to quirks, have begun interest among cosmologists. Nelson dos Santos of the Brazilian National Foundation for Region focuses on, who has dove into weaving and cyclic models, takes note of that while circle quantum cosmology weaves overseas CMB peculiarities, they may not be significant. Still, he remains sure in the opportunity of a cyclic universe. With respects to Nelson, the lifestyles of the universe are important, making a cyclic universe, regularly present, shows up more unmistakable possible than one made at a particular moment. As a specialist, he remains open to examining both entryways. While the beginning of our universe remains a mystery, there has been serious talk about its convincing future. The inevitable destiny of the universe is predicated upon its combination, which incorporates darkish energy, moreover depend. Choosing its fate. In a general sense, there are two for the most part huge conditions: perpetual turn of events or withdrawal. In one situation, the universe broadens interminably, with stars at last laborious their gas, leaving toward the back of sublime extras like white-minute individuals and dull openings. However, the predetermination of the universe relies on the personality of dark power, a confounding strain using the universe's impact. Assuming dull power is predictable, the universe augmentation races to a fresh, dull colossal freeze. As considered dissipates and entropy will increase. As another choice, assuming there is sufficient review, the universe's addition may likewise ceaseless and backwards into withdrawal. This present circumstance prompts the chance of a cyclic universe model, wherein the universe goes through examples of advancement and pressure, never accomplishing interminable thickness, or a specific beginning. Each cycle denotes the beginning of one more time of press, giving a more conspicuous comforting standpoint when diverged from a virus-faint loss of life. Regardless of what the universe's fate, our participation at this express moment is astounding. It shows our one-of-a-sort capacity in the universe and the central component of data in considering the universe's boundlessness. Besides its certain reality, as we consider the universe's temperament, we are compelled to bear in considerations the strategy for our world and the quick idea of time itself. Thank you for seeing this episode. Your guide drives us to convey high-quality content surface, and we value your comments on ultramodern subjects. Live-tuned for future episodes through purchasing in and spreading the articulation. Until the subsequent time, keep on exploring the mysteries of the universe. The universe broadened undeniably, enabling endlessly out more. First-rate length after this period, it endured to grow anyway at a more drowsy cost. In the changing over into the universe we focus on as of late. That is the inflationary speculation of the collectible inestimable effect, the generally unmistakable and for the most part saw hypothesis of how the universe started. In any case, for 2 or 3 physicists, this head hypothesis does never again definitively painting the improvement of our universe. They suggested that the universe existed before that thing, loosening up interminably into the past as well as into the future. Even as the universe is extending nowadays, it became contracting early on than the tremendous explosion. In this view, the tremendous explosion isn't exactly a bang, as a leap, a second even as the contracting universe traded ways and gone out to make again as spread out through their speculation, the universe could need to evade with continued with progress, like Lely prevented by a breakdown inside the some distance future. Then, another jump, a couple physicists proposed the S might be perpetual. This terrible circumstance is the norm cosmological view, in which the whole matter started with an immense bang. The 5-star physicist Brian Cox, moreover, troubles the speculation of how things show up to propel, that something can't emerge from nothing, adding to the pressure. The James Webb Telescope has made disturbing revelations, clashing with the possibility that the tremendous explosion may be thought about the beginning of the universe. These disclosures convey up the request: if the tremendous blast wasn't the beginning of the universe, then what was ought to the universe over the long haul start with a diversion or something unquestionably indisputable? The possibility that the universe had a beginning or a night with no recently, as it become at first dissected, returns to George Lemaître in 1927. At the same time, it's far a not exactly optimal situation to show that the universe most likely had a beginning. That length of astronomical history has scarcely anything to do with the hot expansive bang that depicted our fundamental universe. Anyway, remarkable region topic specialists, or even a minority of specialists, no matter what the truth, that live with conviction that the tremendous bang means the earliest reference point of all. That all matters considered, the definition is out of the gigantic blast. It isn't the presentation of life as we may be aware of nowadays. In truth, there may moreover be a lot of verification highlighted a non-particular beginning of our universe. We never appeared at those closes subordinate by and large upon no unmistakable endo or beyond ridiculous temperatures. Our universe is perfect, described through an inflationary length that happened already the colossal blast. The gigantic explosion is the stop-last result of what passed off inside the course of the finish of progress. During progress, the universe changed into definitely void, no trash, autonomous of no photons, basically void locale. Space itself became stacked with a huge measure of solidarity at each spot. This power changed after some time, connecting in a quick, moreover settled plan. On the grounds that the universe deferred those changes, loose to massive increases while new bound-scale changes have been made to peak them, this superposition of weaknesses, generally through scales, is a depicting part of cosmological development. It's for conflicting reasons, not deliberate. If you lived in a growing universe, you may possibly find nearby local people where a development showed up at an end or the area among you what's more them deferred persistently. In short, you could endeavor to obtain what happens closer to the beginning of a tremendous impact before that area vanished, essentially from view. It integrates a bit, neighborhood nearby, taking all things together likelihood, not any more conspicuous standard size than a human inconceivable hamster ball, at any rate reasonable, stunningly greater the power capacity of region, then by then, gets changed over into be counted besides radiation. This change happens rapidly, taking construction quickly yet not speedily, considering the truth that the energy shut up itself changes over into flume and some photons, and more. The temperature quick extends from 2 or 3 degrees above, altogether Z to perhaps around 20 Kelvin all through the vague quick, a time span because of the gigantic degree of energy changed. All that movement is close to the speed of delicate. All particles go about as radiation with epic strength, whether massless or tremendous. This change is called warming, meaning the completion of progress, what's more, the start of the degree insinuated as the new colossal bang. As progress proceeds, you'll witness a Goliath substitute from every single past situation. While the ongoing colossal explosion begins, the extending universe quick dials back after the mystery picture of progress. In an inflationary universe, spot grows totally with more prominent and extended way away areas, walking perpetually even as progress closes, and the new huge bang gets going. High level, all the more farther regions will die down from you to a continuously creating declaration. Every year as time progresses, the piece of the universe in which improvement closes sees the increased cost drop, while the extending locales incorporating it see no such drop under increase. The space to any object ought to twofold after a specific length, and keeping in mind that that identical proportion of time sneaks past. Yet again, that distance copies interminably. Once the colossal blast starts, this modifications, since the extending universe moves down after the basic second of progress. Previously, the huge explosion, you may experience improvement tidying up with abutting regions. Those areas wherein improvement terminations will stack up with antimatter and radiation and make more noteworthy, more relaxed, than the at this point making local people, leaving you in the growing area. As a norm association inside spacetime, those regions in which force huge bangs move up an ascent as distant from tip-top where improvement keeps on the grounds that of this, they'll practically die down from each other's view inside the norm inflationary picture. Due to this, the improvement charge changes. There might be little bet that any universes with separate warm enormous bangs will of all time coordinate the region where we come to live. Gets rather lucky, and improvement shows up at an end for us. The power typical for space itself gets changed over to a power thick and almost uniform expanse of particles, with the main flaw, moreover, departures from consistency concerning the quantum changes that existed and were loosened up across the universe. Faster or later of progression, the high-quality energy quantum instabilities analyze at first to overdense districts, while the terrible energy instabilities get adjusted over into above all underdense regions. Those incorporate as the seeds of gigantic designs. We can't see those thickness instabilities recently, as they had been even as the universe most critically went through the force immense blast. There are not any perceptible inscriptions we can get admission to from that early range. The head conspicuous etching comes from something like 380,000 years later, the reality ensuing to going through exceptional affiliations. Despite the way that we can extrapolate back to sort out the hidden thickness instabilities, finding something unsurprising with the account of grandiose improvement. The temperature instabilities are engraved inside the endless microwave record, CMB, presenting confirmation of how the tremendous explosion started. At this point, there are various inconsistencies. Most of the CMB and our state-of-the-art type of cosmology. We're missing something, and people can be summarized in 4 anomalies. First, on essentially colossal scales, the universe isn't generally going about as expected. The light from the CMB is being lensed by method for our among us, and the CMB that suggests depend acts like a gigantic point of convergence, bowing and changing over the plentifulness of the delicate in the return of it. The volume of this lensing isn't persistently unsurprising with our extreme forefront model, tending to a grand mission for cosmology. Other than the various sides of the equator of the CMB sky have one-of-a-kind ordinary temperatures, conflicting with the suspicion for consistency inside the universe's earliest degree. The possibility that the universe ought to have started constantly results in different abnormalities. Third, the cost of the Hubble steady, which portrays how quick the universe is broadening, changes dependent upon whether we degree it from the galactic microwave important past CMB or from adjoining stars. All in that large number of irregularities suggest we are lacking with respect to something key by the manner in which we unravel the universe.